I have a feeling that some of my friends are going to text me very angry things after I make this video, but I'm going to make it anyway. Today I wanted to talk about a big problem that I see in modern politics and modern political discourse. And although it is certainly a problem everywhere, I definitely see it as a bigger problem and more prevalent with people on the left. And the problem I'm referring to is the growing tendency for people to discount, avoid, and just not engage with your political rivals. And it's getting to the point where I see more than ever people actively trying to silence their political rivals. But the problem gets even worse, where people are not only doing this to their political rivals, but they're doing it to people that are on the same side as them and sometimes even fighting for the same cause, but they just happen to not agree on every single detail. And this whole situation really just sucks because it makes people afraid to voice their opinions, and it makes some people feel bad for thinking differently. And no one should be afraid to voice their opinions or feel bad just because what they think isn't exactly what everyone else is thinking. And a lot of times, people on the left are fighting and advocating for great things like civil rights and for making progress in this country. But it does not have to come at the cost of inhibiting people's freedom of speech and making people uncomfortable to voice their opinions. And oh my god, I'm too flustered. I can't even say it. What I tried to say in that last monstrosity was, oh my god, do some people on the left completely devalue certain words. Some people will throw out words like racist, sexist, and Nazi against anyone that disagrees with them. I mean, there are actual sexist, racist, and Nazis out there, and when you just call all conservatives and all people that you disagree with those things, those words have no meaning anymore. There are way more sexist, racist, homophobic, anti-Semitic, Islamophobic, etc. people than there should be in the year 2020. But when you just throw out those terms willy-nilly and just apply them to nearly everyone that disagrees with you, it completely negates any efforts to root those people out and confront them, because just everyone is a racist, everyone is a Nazi. How can you tell who really is? The biggest problem I have with this whole cancel culture aspect of the left is when it comes to topics that I am extremely passionate about, and topics where, frankly, I don't see any middle ground being achieved. You know, topics like equality for all races, for all genders, for all sexual orientations, these sort of things, there is no middle ground there for me. And, you know, I talk a lot about trying to find compromise, trying to find middle ground, and I think that we should always attempt to, but we all have topics that we're extremely passionate about that we're not willing to compromise on. And on these topics, I feel like a lot of times people on the left are just, even though they're well-meaning, they completely shoot themselves in the foot. And even though I desperately want to see progress in these areas in my lifetime, I feel like progress is being inhibited by the people that want to see the progress the most. You hear a lot of people saying things like, you know, I will not talk to anyone that does not think systematic racism is a problem. I will not talk to anyone that does not think that sexism is still a problem in the workplace. And I just don't see what that is solving. And in fact, I think that is making things worse. If right now, if you were to go on YouTube and if you were to search up something like male privilege debunked, you know, systematic racism debunked, you are going to get thousands of videos with millions of views. And clearly, a lot of people don't think that the problems that we see are problems. And I don't understand how we can go about solving these problems that we are all very passionate about, if people don't think the problems exist. If you want to solve problems, you need to be willing to talk to people that disagree with you. And I know most people are well-meaning when they do these things, but in my opinion, it's the very definition of inaction when you refuse an opportunity to try and convince someone of a problem that you're trying to solve. I think that all people that are politically engaged, but especially people on the left, really need to work on conversing and engaging with people that we disagree with. And I think that when we get more conversations going, we will see more progress and more problem solving in areas where we've previously only seen deadlock. Anyways, that's my biggest problem with people on the left. If for some reason you like hearing me rant and complain, I have a video on my channel talking about my biggest problem with people on the right. And if for whatever stranger reason you like me in general, please be sure to subscribe. And that's about it. Thank you so much for watching.